last day of the creations, ordered the angels to come down to heaven, to come down to earth, and to collect from different sand. Different type of sand have been collected, taken up to paradise, was mixed with water to become clay. It was shaped, it was molded in the shape of Adam. Then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala created the soul of Adam inside his body. He was the first human creation. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, in order to honor the first human creation, because even though the human creation is last, but it is superior to all the other creation, Allah ordered the angels and Iblis, at that time his name was Azazil, he was a Muslim, to go down out of respect to honor the first human creation. Then as Allah said, إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Or the other ayah, إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. Which means they all did except Iblis. He objected. He said, why should I prostrate? Was created from sand, I'm created from fire, I'm better than him. So when he objected, he blasphemed. Then he was called Iblis. Iblis means the one expelled from the mercy of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So let no one believe that Iblis at one time he was an angel. This is the belief of the Nasara. The Nasara, they said he was an archangel. So Iblis, he's a jinn, he's created from pure flame of fire. The angels are different creation, they are created from light. The angels, they don't disobey Allah, because Allah said in the Quran, لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. All the angels are righteous, pious Muslims, they don't disobey Allah. But the jinn, among the jinn kind, they are believers and they are non-believers. So then Iblis, he did not dare to come close to talk to the Prophet or to come close to him. Then little bit, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala enabled the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam to see one woman very old woman. So he asked Jibreel, who is this? Said, this is a picture of the dunya, a picture of this life. So means do not get your heart attached to the worldly matters. Al-Imam al-Rifa'i, one of the followers of Al-Jilani, he said, this life is like a snake. You enjoy looking at the skin. If you touch, it's very soft, but the poison will kill you. Don't come too close to it. So then when you are here in this life, you are here for a very short stop. You are here for 67 years. This is a very small stop. Compared to how much time you're going to spend in the grave, compared to the day of judgment, which is 50,000 years, compared to what you're going to be in the hereafter, everlasting, it is a very short stop. I mentioned this story, I repeat it for some of you who were not here. Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, he lived 1,700 years. 950 years he was a prophet. A woman came to Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, she was crying that her son died at a very young age. So Prophet Nuh, he asked how old he was. She said 300 years. Yeah, 300 years. He's young compared to how much they lived, was young. Okay, one of us might laugh, if you hear the story. Then Allah revealed to Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, which was later on revealed to Prophet Muhammad, the same incident. That's why it reached to us, that how do you know, O Nuh, about a nation, their average life is 60 years. So Prophet Nuh said, oh Allah, those nations, 60 years, let them dig their grave in the backyard. What is 60 years? It's nothing. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, then the grave. Some people who have a lot of hope in the dunya, the balance is not working right. They think 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They think after 60 they go back to 20. So they start looking for a wife, open a business, start everything, from. After 60 is not 20. Your calculation is not right. After 60 you are close to the grave. That's why the scholar, they said, Hassouneh wal Jama'ah, may Allah reward them for what they have done for this religion. They said, if you reach the age of 40 and you are alive, then you dedicate all your time for the deen. If you are 60 and you're still alive, you prepare al-kafan. You put the kafan in your house, you tell your family, this is the kafan if I die. It's going to happen anytime. Okay, but these days people have a lot of hope. Then many scholars, they said, based on a narration of the Prophet ﷺ, don't get your heart too much attached to this dunya, because you're going to leave it. Attach your heart to the hereafter. So some scholars, they said, this life and the hereafter is like a person who married two wives. Normally they don't like each other, except whomever Allah have mercy on. So the more you make one happy, you make the other one upset. So the more you get attached to this life, then you are far from the hereafter. So then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala enabled Prophet Muhammad to see this dunya, which is gonna vanish, is gonna come to an end, like an old woman. Another scholar said, this dunya, this life is like a very pretty woman. She promised many men to marry, but she never married anybody. She buried all of them. Okay, so then the Prophet ﷺ, he saw another scene, what's going to be like on a day of judgment, some of his nation who commit certain sins. So he saw some people have long fingernails made from brass, from metal, and they were scratching their faces and their chest. So then Jibreel told the Prophet ﷺ that those are the ones who used to commit ghiba, they commit namima, they talk about other Muslims, they make fitna, they spread the lies of the Muslim. They talk about, at the end they say, no, I don't want to talk about nobody. You already talk about him. Okay? Two women, they get together, or two men. Hey, do you know what this guy did? Look at his house, very dirty. No, let's not talk about him. You already talk about him. You already fall into the haram. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Ghiba is to mention your Muslim brother, dead or alive, something that's not true, something that's true, and he does not accept to be said. So let's assume one of your brother, he's greedy. If you say about him he's greedy, you committed ghiba against him. Let's assume his wife is the boss in the house, for example. If you say this guy, his boss, his wife is the boss in the house, it's true, you committed ghiba. Because if it's not true, the Prophet ﷺ, it is greater sin. It's buhtan. Now you committed a greater sin. Now it is ghiba and it's a lie. So then, one of the type of punishment that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala enabled Prophet Muhammad to see to those people, to scratch their faces and their chest with long fingernails from brass. Then the Prophet ﷺ was enabled to see some people who were eating rotten meat. And just next to it, there's very nice, clean, very nice sliced meat. And Jibreel told him, those are the people who left was halal pertaining marriage, and they committed haram, fornication. It was permissible to have a marriage contract, to be in halal with another woman. They left that to do what's haram. Okay? And other people, the Prophet ﷺ was enabled to see some people drinking from a drink made from blood and dirt. And those are the people who used to consume alcoholic beverages in this life. So there was many things that the Prophet ﷺ was enabled to see. Another thing, the Prophet ﷺ saw a big animal, a bull, coming out from one hole and trying to come back in, and he cannot. And he said, Jibreel told him, this is the person who uttered one word, and this word is a sin, there's something wrong with it. It's a blasphemy, it's a lie, it's kufr, it could be, and you try to take it back, you cannot. You already took it out. The Prophet ﷺ told us, narrated by At-Tirmidhi and Al-Bukhari wa Muslim, that a person may utter one word that he sees harmless. Because of this word, he fall into hellfire 70 years. Okay? Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani said, this is the word mocking Allah, His Prophet, and His Messenger, and His Sharia. So then, also this is another topic we're going to talk about. Then the Prophet ﷺ, on his way, this is the last thing we'll talk about, Al-Isra. He was on Al-Buraq. Then a very nice fragrance he smelled. A beautiful smell was coming out from one particular place. Then Jibreel asked Muhammad ﷺ, do you know where this fragrance coming from? Do you know where the smell coming from? He said, Allah knows best. Then Jibreel told Muhammad ﷺ this story that inshallah I'm going to mention very short so you can learn the lesson. So Jibreel told Muhammad ﷺ that Musa ﷺ, Prophet Musa, Allah sent him to one person called Pharaoh, Fir'aun. Fir'aun was an unjust king, very arrogant ruler. He claimed that he was God. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala sent him two, not one, two prophets and messenger, Musa wa Harun, two brothers, prophets and messenger, to call him to Islam. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala gave Prophet Musa two miracles and said, اذهب بهما إلى فرعون. Go to Fir'aun and show him these miracles. Maybe he will leave what he's saying and embrace Islam to become a believer. He refused. He did not accept. His arrogance prevented him to do so. Then this particular incident happened. Pharaoh had a daughter. The daughter of Pharaoh, she had a woman who combed her hair. Every day she combed her hair. That woman who combed her hair, she was a Muslim. So one time she was running her hair, she was combing her hair, Then all of a sudden the comb fell on the floor. So she wanted to pick it up. She said, Bismillah.